Crazy bearded men chasing and beating children. It's not what you think. Welcome to What's Up Poland, stories about Poland. This is one of the craziest stories I've ever seen. So if you ever read about a tradition where for 3 days men chase women and children and beat them, you'd probably be outraged. But it's all a matter of fun in the really mad tradition of the bearded men of promise myself I'd say it right. Sławotyce. That's right, I said it right. Editor Philip, show these crazy bearded men. For the last 3 days of December, apparently in a tradition that no one really has a clue about when it started, but apparently the grandfathers today remember their grandfathers talking about their grandfathers doing it, dressing up in these mad as heck costumes and scaring the living daylights out of people. Last 3 days of December. It's a mysterious folk custom. It's bonkers. And apparently it came from the village of Sławotyce, and it's a unique custom, not just in Poland, but in the whole of Europe, you betcha. If I was walking around the corner as a kid and I just go around my local town and maybe I hadn't heard about this tradition, and all of a sudden I turned around then, and then the bearded man of Sławotyce were in front of me going, oh. I don't have a constitution for that, man. The heart would not take that. And apparently the bearded men of Sławotyce, so this mad tradition, which happens for the last 3 days of December, is a custom which they say goodbye to the old year. And they used to beat errant children, whatever that means. What's the opposite of errant? Rent? I'm not sure. But I guess every child was errant back in those days, according to parents. But either way, they used to beat kids, but now they offer them New Year's greetings. And it's been entered on the national list of intangible cultural heritage. Intangible cultural heritage. I love that. No, it's just a few kilometers away from the border with Belarus. Editor Philip, if you can show some more of these mad pictures, you can see people there having a huge amount of fun. I have a feeling like the bearded man of Sławotyce, that should be something that everybody should do. Just for the last 3 days of December, you should just go mad. But just to be absolutely clear, actually, these costumes they're quite impressive, because the men who are the bearded men have to prepare their own costumes themselves. And there's a cash prize for the best costume. I'm just going to read from the article here by the First News' Stuart Dowd, who I know is into this kind of stuff. Going from bottom to top, they wrap their legs in straw, then turn a sheepskin coat inside, which symbols old age, longevity, and wisdom. I had no idea. They cover their faces in a painted leather mask. It's terrifying. A little colory thing here. But the most important part of the costume is the beard, which is made from long strands of linen fiber. Let's just carry on. The ensemble is topped off with an 80 centimeter high, that's curiously specific, conical cat made from 100 to 120, also curiously specific, although with a range, colorful flowers of tissue. Ribbons are attached to the hat. According to Bolesław Szulej, director of the local cultural center, I bet he has his hands full at this time of the year. Preparing the costume is no easy task. I'll just quote him, because this is really good. You need to start with a frame to which you attach flowers and tissue paper ribbons, probably beyond my arts and crafts skills. The difficult thing is to get the traditional bearded man sheepskin, as no one wears them anymore. Therefore, if someone has such a garment, they just keep it for this occasion. Isn't that a tradition? You know, when you come of age and you become a man, and your father hands you the sheepskin costume and goes like, there, my son, you have become a bearded man of Sławotyce. So apparently there's only 1,000 people living in the village. And Arkadiusz Misztal says, I've been dressing up as a bearded man for 8 or 9 years now. Ooh, those costumes, scary. Leather masks. It's only here in Sławotyce, he says, for the last 3 days of the year that the bearded men appear. If that was your dad, you could rock that out at party experiences anytime. I wonder how much work goes into making that hat. The 80 centimeter high, curiously specific number, conical hat with 100 to 120 flowers. Now, apparently, according to local legend, any unmarried woman who is lifted up and thrown into the air by one of these bearded men will improve her chances of finding a husband. Not get one, but improve her chances. This is crazy. And did you know that this story is one of the most spoken about stories? I posted this on my Facebook and people in Poland went, I have never heard of this before. Like, what the hell is this? So this is this awesome custom. Had you heard about this? Are you slightly intimidated? Would you wear an 80 centimeter high conical hat? Would you put enough investment in? How would you get your leather skin coat? I don't know the answer to these questions, but I sure as heck want to find out more about the bearded man of Sławotyce. And I think I got a date for the last 3 days of December, because there's no errant child here, but there is a bearded man. I'll see you again for another episode of What's Up Poland.